Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Ronnie, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. I promise you, I have some other things that I am going to talk about, but this news cycle is like, this week is like just with the shits. I'm sorry, I just have to say it like what it is. I've been listening to some of the allegations within the music industry right now, and it made me think about some things that, because I don't know, I've been, I would say, a deep observer for most of my life. And I have a story about one particular experience at a hip hop show. I think I was like 16 or 17 years old. My story didn't end with tragedy, but could have had I not paid attention to what was going on around me. So I'm not saying that fuckery don't go on, but there are some good people and men that are honorable men when you are backstage or at a hotel room or something like that. I mean, some are adults in situations. So, me and my friends went to a hip hop tour show. It was a concert. At that particular show, the venue was connected directly to the hotel, so it's like they could leave and go straight to the hotel or whatever. And we decided that we were going to go into the hotel part and, meet some of the artists that perform. And I'm not sure how I got separated from my friends. And I remember thinking how it was so easy to get past security, to get into the hotel part, to get on the elevator. Now, of course, you have to have codes and more upscale, but to get in the elevator, to find out what rooms they were in. But I don't know how me and my friends got separated, but I ended up on the elevator. And when I got on the elevator, I was by myself. And then, like 4 men got on. I knew they were front part of the show. I was like, okay. The elevator stopped and like 4 more men got on. And everybody was silent. And I was like, I'm getting off right here. And walked out. As I was walking off the elevator, one dude kind of got like an attitude. He was like, oh, so you getting off? Bye then. I was like, okay. So I left to look for my friends. I found my friends and they was like, where you been? I was like, well, I ended up getting on the elevator. I don't know where y'all went, but I was on the elevator and there was a bunch of men on there and I got off. And they was like, okay. So we didn't take that as first red flag, get out of there. No, we finna go to this, it was a group, this rap group's room. And we went and they were nice. They were cool. It was a lot of women in there. And I'm mean, don't like a big crowd or to chill with people that I'm not cool with. So I don't do that. I mean, I have to get to know you in order for me to spend any of my chill time with you. So evidently, I don't know if he was the manager or if he was just with, if he was just with, I don't know, part of the entourage or whatever while we were there. And he had tried to talk to one of my friends. Now, keep in mind, we're 16, 17 years old. He had tried to talk to one of my friends, and she didn't want to talk to him. And this was before we got to the rooms. And he saw her and he was like, hey, you remember me? She was like, yeah, I remember you. He was like, yeah, you dissed me. Now I'm finna diss you. Get the hell out. And she was like, are you for real? And he was like, yeah, I'm for real. And I was like, hold up. I said, I'm gonna go with you. He was like, oh, you gonna go with her? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with her. He was like, well, you can get the hell out too. I said, okay. No, because, I get real sarcastic. Okay, no. So, I don't know how me and her left. I don't know how she got a chance to get to another. I mean, we left. I don't know how my friends came out. We all ended up, except for one or two, together. I wanted to see, and I'm going to say I wanted to see Too Short. So I went to his room and knocked on his door. And he turned the music up. We laughed about it. I was like, we'll forget him then. And we was like, come on, let's go. So we ended up, they wasn't a local artist, but they were like an upcoming group. And we ended up going to their room. We remember them performing. And, of course, girls, they let us in. And they were nice. They was like, y'all have a seat. They had some reefer, some weed. They was like, y'all want to smoke? And we was like, nah, we don't smoke. They was like, y'all don't smoke. And we was like, nah, we just chilling. Y'all can go ahead or whatever, we just chilling. And they was like, okay. And they was like, dang, y'all cool and y'all don't smoke and da-da-da-da. They was really talking. So we really had a good time. Get up and go to the bathroom and some dude in there screwing some girl. So I knew then what go on with some of these entourages. And he ended up, I was at the vending machine and it was like everything was closed. And I got the last bag of chips. I got the last soda out the machine. The dude who told me to get the hell out was coming to the vending machine. He said, he was like, dang. He looked at me and he remembered me. He smiled. He was like, I give you $20 for that bag of chips and that soda. I was like, give me the $20. He gave me the $20 and I gave him the bag of chips and the soda. So that was the only exchange that I had. I thought it was funny that he ended up having to, hey, you dissed me. I didn't diss you. I gave you food. Even with me, recently, I went to a show with a legendary, I'm going to say a legendary Motown group. When I say perfect gentlemen. Went to the show, sat in the skybox, come back to the hotel. And when I say groupies everywhere, old groupies, old cat chasing old dog, I was like, oh my God. And I was talking to one of the dudes and I was like, are these people serious? And he was like, that's how it be. I always try to give advice to independent artists and upcoming artists. And I would say you have to be about business and be able to establish your own business sense and don't give all control over to somebody and you're not understanding what's going on. That way you have leverage in your own career. But if you're chasing the fame, you know what comes along with it. I was listening to one blogger and she was saying that she was talking about integrity. And I was like, I just talked about that the week before. when nobody's looking, or when somebody speak your name and you're not around, establishes over time who you are. And a person can lie on you, and there could be rumors and try to damage your career and all of this. I interviewed super producer. He produced for Olivia Newton-John, for Justin Bieber, just so much. And I can't remember his name. I'm so terrible with names. He was like, you have to measure your own success. I would say the truth stands on its own. But even if even years later with it was the Chingy and the Sydney Star situation, even years later, the truth finally came out. So the truth will come out, and you have to be aware of your actions and your thoughts and how you treat people, or even speak about people when no one's around, when you think no one is listening to you, when you think that you with people kicking it. That's why I don't kick it with people that I don't trust. But anyway, I will see you next week. Remember, you can find us streaming live on social media platforms, on all podcasting platforms, on my website. I say it wrong every week. www.blonde, BLONDE-intelligence.com. Did get it right that time. You can buy your merch there, and I even do some customized things. So hit the contact form, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.